Hello friends, welcome to my Princess Diana channel. Before moving on to the video, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so let's move on to the video. This is so unbearable. Meghan turning to kids goes to show that everything that Meghan was brought out as at the beginning is true fully. There's just something about how they treat children that tells you all you need to know about their character. And like most other aspects of Meghan Markle's life, a few snippets of videotape communicate such utter contemptuousness adequately. This is day one of the Duchess of Dual Measures. If you contribute so much time promoting girl power and the like, wouldn't you start purposing the next generation? However, that is not the scenario. Oh, no. Yesterday, as I scrolled via Twitter, I was taken aback to see that is there. Seriously, this incident took instance just a few months following the bagging the girl marrying Harry business. Therefore, the now referred reactions may have been because she wasn't fully inured to the way the royal gig was performed at that occasion. Nevertheless, who knows? Meghan was inexperienced too. They somehow wind up in a stadium in Dublin, Ireland, surrounded by these little munchkins. The interaction is on and I'm about to walk you through it frame by frame, so you catch every nuance of the reaction of badness from Meghan toward the kiddo. And, not to be left behind, Harry is all in too. Boy, it's good stuff. You know, relaxed, easy-like posture, and of course, provoke the bad video quality, but she is dangling the sweet smile, right? And right as you're about to hit play, things take a bit of a turn. Because she's cued into the kid's arm about to make a move, or maybe it's always been there, and then bam. Takes a half step back. She's right here and then she's there just a smidge back, and, bam, smile gone. We need some more helping clues to put this puzzle together. Maybe she's reacting to the kid's first move, but that's a very key point. I doubt she's even looking at the kid because her head wasn't either. You bet? Looking at the kid's dad. I can't tell what you're seeing on your screen now. I can't really make heads or tails with your view, but where I'm at, that's the dish. And not to mention the fact that we zoom in on faces and expressions all the time because the way our brains are wired makes us do so. Hey, check out that body stuff without the mug. So, dial in with the body of Meghan without the face, dial in, and let's see what happens. She took a tiny step back, and then bam, the hands snapped shut in defense mode. And, yep, you guessed it, she's got her clutch locked down with both mitts. Now, that's just a piece of the puzzle. We're assuming a little defensiveness here, maybe a little shyness. But the thing about body language is that it's a delicate game, really. You need a few more pieces to crack the code. And from those closed fists, she's already hunching. Picture her original posture. She was relaxed, shoulders broad, standing tall. In this case, though, she drops her chin to her chest and adds the hunch to the position. So, indeed, this is another sign of defensiveness. She's not that thrilled that the kid is reaching out to her, and what you see next is how her body shifts away from both the child and the father. That's just how one picks it up in this body language symphony. It just lingers in the air, resistance, defensiveness, the tiniest bit of awkwardness. Alright, back to the hands of Meghan again, and now let's move to her left elbow. It's a tough one, but she sort of briefly clasps her hands onto her purse and then just slowly extends her left elbow. Now, I realize she is more or less leaning away from the child, but the clue here is subtle extension of Meghan's left elbow. Again, that's just another subtle defensive move, which we count as 3. So now we can make a creative declaration, like, yes, at this point, she was feeling defensive. Also, notice that at this moment, Meghan can freely release her left hand, as if demonstrating a sign, accuracy, readiness, or whatever. This is what her face should be like now. Yeah, she is sort of getting her hand ready to react somehow, with her chin and jaw just forward. She is pushing her chin forward. Her expression at this specific moment in time is extremely difficult to spot, but it's not a sign of comfort. She is somehow angry and she is showing it. Quite a tough one, but often a tell of some sort of anger. She tries to smile from this position too, but whatever it is, it's not a natural smile. It's a Bush League smile. She tried playing it cool, but actually she didn't like it. And then what happens? Look at the shoulders, okay? Look at the shoulders for a moment. Let's go a little bit back and see. Where does she go there? And down she goes there. This is actually, don't touch me, kid, you know. And you can understand by the look on her face at that specific moment. Well, that smile's just Michigan and the up. You see the corners of her lips? They don't go up, you know. They go to the side. And her eyes? There's nothing in there to suggest that a smile was appearing. Again, we zoom in her for this specific second. Look at what she is trying to do here. She's trying to thank and well, play nice. And this time not just looking, she leaned and put her hands in front of her. And what is interesting is that she's not even looking at the child, and he doesn't establish any eye contact with him. Think about what we can understand just from 4 seconds of shooting. We are not even in the middle, and this is a seriously collected anthology of defensiveness body language and yes, just the level of dissatisfaction with the situation. She is a little insecure what to do next. She will look away. Okay, I'm going to look away. Let him go by herself. While this is happening, let's think about pretty butterflies. She just wants to touch her hair, poor child, how pretty one can be. Now, as for Harry, Harry is, of course, a big player here, and Harry kind of does something in between, but we just don't see, in low contrast, it kind of disappears a little into the background. Also, in fact, it is a little darkened, but we do not pay much attention to him, but he is simple here. Well, he says hello to someone. That's the one who I've told you so many times about him, say hello with my eyebrows. This is what we do many times. It is the gesture of goodwill. I advise you to accustom yourself to it. He looks at the child. He's looking down the child into the distance. It seems to me that he kind of realizes that Meghan could have kind of okay about what was happening by this time. And do you know what he does? Let's look, slow down. He leans back toward Meghan, as though he might be saying something to her. His head faces her, she says, "Oh, look who's come, little beauty. How are you?" Let's zoom in on Harry's head to follow him here. As he leans towards Meghan, his pointed head shows her, which means that he has some kind of interaction with her. So she forces herself, "Hey, hello, how are you?" I am sure that Meghan felt awkward the most. The child is the one who wanted to touch her face only but wanted to pick up her hair, you saw, when she approached, was about to touch her face. This is to be anticipated in children. However, I understand that this is awkward. So, why well, Meghan, of course, reached her hand out to him and took the boy's hand. Well, that's not awful, that's kind of nice, actually.